All right, this is Steve. I'm here with my friend Don. Don's my rabbi buddy up here in Lockhart, Texas. He's the maker of the MyO2 meds, formulas, formulation, the nutrition we're going to talk to you about today. Don has been in the health and fitness business for 20 years. Don's been a big influence on me. He's been a big help to me. And the products he makes will help you. All right, I want to hear it in Don's words. What is it exactly that you make? What is it that you produce?
So we're creating a multi-electrolyte dietary solution, a method or a means of increasing one's nutritional intake of essential mineral nutrition. So this goes, I would say over and above, but maybe under and beneath the proteins and the carbs that one might take in. That's like one level, but if we go deeper, we're going to find that those proteins and carbs can either be mineral rich or mineral poor, and it is those minerals that we want to increase because that's going to increase our nutrition levels. This is the active ingredient in all medicines, is those essential minerals.
Now, why are minerals so important? What makes them so beneficial?
That's a great question. Well, the way the minerals work is they're like keys to the cell wall matrix. When we were children, there was a little plastic Fisher-Price toy that usually was red and blue with yellow pieces of plastic that would fit into certain shapes. So we had pluses and minuses and circles and squares. And if you would think of that as your cell wall matrix, this is how toxins get out and nutrition comes in. It's how insulin is brought into the cell to function and to metabolize sugar properly. It is what causes the whole blood-brain barrier to work properly. So without those mineral nutritional keys, if you would, then you can't get in the house. So you could go to the store and buy a whole trunk load of groceries, but if you lost the keys to the house, there's a lot of groceries that are going to be wasted. And that's the food sources that goes in the mouth and out the gullet. They never really nourish the body because we are lacking the keys.
So in essence then, you're saying that minerals are really the key to the function of the body.
Totally, absolutely right.
So, and that's it, like when somebody is dehydrated in potassium or calcium, that's when we start having problems with heart rhythm.
Correct. Magnesium deficiency is one of the biggest things. The World Health Organization in 2009 cited a paper that said America was not if the worst, one of the worst countries in the world. That blew me away. For magnesium deficiencies. Now how can that be in the land of plenty that we're like the worst in the world for magnesium deficiencies? Why would that be?
Right.
Reverse osmosis filtration of water systems, most being implemented in America more than any other country in the world.
Right.
So we're stripping away the most essential mineral nutrition from our dietary source of waters, drinks, beverages. Good old-fashioned beer is not beer like it used to be back in the Lone Star and Pearl days, amen? Right, back in the day. But that has Edwards Aquifer water. It probably went through a screen.
Probably.
That was its filters. And so now we now have an alcoholic beverage that is made with empty, mineral-poor water. So it's now a double diuretic. That diuretic effect is robbing our body of electrolyte minerals that we're already poor in, which is why we have a thirst for more alcohol or more sugar waters or whatever it is, is that there's a mineral deficiency nutritionally. Now we're going to drink a water that, a soda water that has no minerals, has loads of sugar and caffeine, or a beverage like beer, which has alcohol and filtered out water. I've got to use minerals to get rid of the alcohol, the sugar, the caffeine. And those minerals are now coming out, but I'm never putting any back in. It's a great deal for people that may end up, if you're selling drugs at the pharmacies, you make millions of dollars. But if we could educate people about the simplicity of mineral nutritional enhancement, we can literally optimize the body's efficiency metabolically so that we can get rid of metabolic waste more efficiently. We can bring in nutrition more efficiently. We can optimize our immune system and our colon by simple nutrition. No stimulants, no enemas, no laxatives, none of that, just simple nutrition and education on top of that.
Right, right. So most of us know in terms of Parkinson's that Parkinson's has primarily begun because of poor gut quality. And so if we can add or supplement or optimize the body's functionality with the minerals, then we can reduce the symptoms of Parkinson's.
And possibly
reverse.
Absolutely.
And also increase the quality of life, right?
100%.
Right. So, in essence, what we're trying to tell you is that you need to be using these minerals.
Absolutely.
Not just because of the potential for reduction of symptoms of Parkinson's, but also just good quality health and longevity.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, we're doing all kinds of things to improve our health, mostly because we've been almost shocked into this situation, this treatment, or this condition that we're in.
Right.
And oftentimes you drive a car until it actually breaks down before you make a choice to do the maintenance. And this is what we're doing. I think we're more than just a car, we're supernatural.
Right.
Stephen King's movie, Christine, is one of my favorites of all time. But I think we're even better than that.
Right.
I think we're a holy creation that has this ability to restore. You can grow nails, you can cut yourself with a paper cut, and yet you trust that that skin will heal.
Right.
So where do we draw the barriers, and where do we create the barriers? Troy, can you catch that at the door? So where do we draw the barriers for God's healing? In that we forget something. Did you forget something?
I know.
Oh, take all you want.
Yeah, I gave.
Thank you. So that is probably key and critical in that we really wish to I want to optimize efficiency.
Right.
Restore order in certain simple areas. We mentioned Parkinson's is almost always, and I would bet money on this. I mean, I'm not a betting man because I don't even do scratch offs. I know I'm just wasting my money. I might as well give it to somebody on the street, right? But if I was a betting man, I would totally bet on 90% or more of Parkinson's patients were that diagnosis was preceded by poor gut health, constipation, going once a day or once every other 2 or 3 days will lead to a tremendous acute toxicity.
Right. And
then that toxicity begins to shut down the kidneys, the pancreas. Sometimes you see diabetes that's tied together with the Parkinson's because all of it's facilitated there in the gut as the feces begins to poison the pancreas, or the ureter for the pancreas is blocked off by sludge in the culvert.
Right.
Okay? And so now it's sitting there festering with all this insulin inside the pancreas. And so now it becomes inflamed, and that's called pancreatitis. See, now if I can regulate the stool through nutrition, I can make sure that that culvert's always flowing.
Right.
And that pancreas never gets inflamed. And we'll never have pancreatic cancer. Because pancreatic cancer is when the feces is beginning to poison the organs in the gut, including the kidneys. You see lots of kidney failure as well.
Right.
And that's also because the kidneys are now having to do what the colon refuses to do.
That's what they call sepsis, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the kidneys get wore out because you use minerals. Kidneys need minerals to function.
Right.
So they're going through all your minerals to get rid of the feces that your colon won't release.
Right.
So it's an amazing study that God was amazed. I mean, just that the whole facility that it functions is crazy. And it's like, I made you from the dust of the earth. Your grandpa and grandma's lived to be 100 years old without Blue Cross and Blue Shield and HMOs, right? Your grandpa dug a water well in the backyard in La Jolla, Texas, and lived to be 104 years old, smoking, drinking, and living outside.
Right.
What makes you think that you're made differently than him?
Yeah.
So those minerals are amazing.
What changed in the design?
Yeah. It's just the notions that we're willing to entertain.
Exactly.
And I think that we're more than fearfully, wonderfully made.
Right.
I teach the scriptures as a rabbi, as a healer. You're made in His image. You're formed in His likeness. You're filled with His Spirit. You're placed in His kingdom. Never leaves you, never forsakes you. He's slow to anger, abundant in mercy, forgiving of the thousands. He looks upon you and says, "This is the apple of my eye." He said, "I heard your cries when you were yet still in Egypt, and I sent you the Redeemer. I saw you where you yet afar, and I ran to you. I'd never leave you. I'd never forsake you. I could not lose a single one whom the Father's given me, and if I did, I'd leave 99 to come find you." So wherever all these other notions came from, we need to dispel them and focus on the truths that there is this healing thing I put within you, but you need some keys to get this old car started. This is the understanding. Yeah, let's refill the tank, check all our fluids, let's bring it back up to spec, and I'll bet you it's going to run like a champ.
You know, I try to tell people all the time who are drinking filtered water, I said, that's the white bread of water.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, there's nothing, it's just water, there's nothing to it. There's no there.
What's funny is you see white bread, it says enriched, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
right.
Okay, well that water tank right there from Nestle's Pure Life says, with minerals added for flavor.
Yeah.
So it's enriched white bread.
Right.
Yeah, and yet we can pour that out and it will not light my lamp.
Right.
So one of the sure sign ways of looking for electrolyte continuity improvement in your body is the presence of that continuity in the solutions that we consume.
Right.
So I've taken Shiner beer, tested it out, and it works. So it actually lit the lamp, but vaguely, and we added our beer wiser, and boom, it totally lit it up 100%. Water's the same way. I've used Smart Water, Life Water, Hydrate, Seawater from our buddy Chuck Norris, God bless him, and his actually did light the lamp very vaguely because it's got potassium added to it.
That's the reason is, folks, if you don't understand what we're talking about, lighting the lamp, water, in order to create an electrical current through it, you've got to have minerals in the water. Because, and just like your body, every function in your body is an electrochemical reaction. So if you don't have those electrolytes, those minerals in the water, it's like sticking it on this wood here. There's nothing to create conductivity.
Right. Even so, like, remember the AM radio, right? Under the bridge, didn't work as good.
Right.
It's kind of that same concept. Without these electrolyte abundance in our blood, plasma, and interstitial fluid, there's going to be static and resistance, and it's going to draw more ohms.
Right.
So that means it requires more energy for the same vehicle to run than it does for somebody who is electrolyte abundant.
Right.
They're going to run more efficient, less effort, less metabolic waste products, less fumes.
Right.
We don't run as rich, and we won't carbon up the valves, which, you know, the
Right.
ticker is a big thing, right?
Right.
It's amazing.
So basically, folks, what we're trying to tell you is if you will add these minerals to your body, if you add these minerals to your daily regimen, it'll improve the quality of your life, your energy levels, your sleep level, your thinking capability, your food digestion. It just improves the quality of your life. Plus, we can minimize and, God willing, eliminate some Parkinson symptoms.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you have any questions, I'm going to put the number here when I post this online. I'll put Don's number up here. You can call and chat with him. He's a wonderful guy. The guy will love on you and talk with you. Or you can get a hold of me. You know how to get a hold of me. And if you have a question and I don't know the answer to, I know who to ask. All right.
Real quick, we'll just show you the products that we have. They're a liquid, ionic form, a natural mineral source. This
liquid, no pills.
No pills.
Drops.
Just drops. You can add it into anything. You can put it in your jambalaya. You can put it in your beans. I put it into my water. I never drink water without minerals. It's like working for a paycheck that has no money on it. It's ridiculous to drink water with no minerals. We put the minerals back into our water, constantly bringing in at least one vessel of water into this body every 3 hours. Will completely transform your body, and it will naturally alkalize your body. This product right here with our Formula 513 is probably the strongest alkaline source dietarily you can find. And we can take an acidic water, which we won't mention any names, but there are some names of waters out there very acidic at the 8.9 level. And we can take, with our little pool tester, take 1 drop of that Formula 513 and convert it to 100% alkaline. And that's nutritional conversion, not electrostatic. So the alkaline water machines electrostatically alter the water to become alkaline, but they do not enhance the water nutritionally, not one iota.
They don't bring up the benefit.
Right. So we want to boost your electromagnetism, or like when your brain sends a signal to your heart. Tachycardia is another thing that's going to be congruent with the Parkinson's diagnosis. Tachycardias and arrhythmias are a magnesium deficiency. Through our product, we have not fallen short. It's a great thing. So hopefully give us a call. We want to serve you and your family, and let's bring life abundantly back to your family and ours. Amen?
Amen. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Bless you.